Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and greetings to all the football fans watching us around the world as well. Welcome to the House of European Football here in Nyon for the 2022-23 UEFA Champions League round of 16 draw. Another season, another unforgettable group stage. We sat on the edge of our seats as we watched thrilling matches, world-class goals, and felt so much emotion as well that only UEFA's top competition can provide. Congratulations to all of the teams who have made the knockout stage. Today, they'll all be finding out who they will be facing in the round of 16 when the competition resumes next February. Of course, their ultimate goal is to stand atop the podium at the Atatürk Olympic Stadium in Istanbul with this iconic trophy next June. So, who are the 16 teams still standing and who are they going to face? Let's take a look. Wow, what great highlights there from the group stage. Fantastic, and I'm sure we've got a thrilling round of 16 to look forward to as well. But of course, who will play who? That's what we will find out very shortly indeed. I would now like to welcome here on stage the man who will oversee the draw proceedings, UEFA Deputy General Secretary Giorgio Marchetti. Welcome, Giorgio.
Thank you, Pedro. Good afternoon to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to Nyon and congratulations to the 16 clubs who have progressed to this stage of the competition. It was a different group stage this year. The traditional 6 match days were compressed into only 9 weeks as football approaches the World Cup. Despite the challenges, it was another breathtaking run which saw unbelievable action and, as always, surprises, proving once again why the Champions League is the best club competition in the world. The best excitement of the final match day last week was on offer in Group D, where all 4 teams took the field with the chance to win the group and the risk to miss out on the round of 16 altogether. The magic roulette ended up rewarding Tottenham and Eintracht, but how grateful we are to Sporting and Marseille for the emotions they gave us. And with Eintracht, we welcome another newcomer to this stage of the competition as Club Brugge become the second Belgian club to play in the round of 16. With them, among many familiar names, also Bayern Munich, who wrote history this season as the first club to have a third flawless group stage campaign, extending at the same time the competition record of successive unbeaten matches in the Champions League group stage to 34. How many stories can we tell for a competition that amazing fans all around the globe and rewarded their passion with 304 goals in 96 matches, only 4 short of the all-time record in a group phase. 7 countries represented in the round of 16 is great news and confirms how vital and competitive European football is at this outstanding level, whose doors open purely on sporting merit. This year's final will be held in Istanbul, the second time the Turkish capital hosts the club football showcase event after the unforgettable final in 2005. And to help us with today's draw is arguably one of Turkey's greatest players and a native of Istanbul. He had a long and successful career across Europe and knows a thing or two of playing in this competition.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Hamit Altintop. Great to have you here, Hamit. I know you're ready to help us out with the draw. A lot of attention around that. But I did want to ask you a few questions. Of course, you've been following this competition closely. What's impressed you the most? Matches, players, teams?
The group stage matches took place in a burning way. If you look back, only the group D until the last second, nobody knows who will pass, and this was really great.
You have so much experience in this competition. Of course, you played the final in 2010. What advice do you have for the young players who are maybe taking their first steps in the knockout stage when the pressure starts to rise?
Guiding the young players is not really easy, but I can advise they have to enjoy the best competition in the world. They have to enjoy the moment. They have to listening the experienced players and forget the KO rounds. It's always 2 games. You need the right strategy. Finally, of course, Istanbul's getting ready for the final. How are preparations going, and how are people looking forward to this great match? I hope finally it's the final in Istanbul. Since 3 years now, I'm ambassador. I'm really proud to be here and represented the Champions League. It's the 100th anniversary from Turkey combined with the best football final in the world. And everybody knows Istanbul, how beautiful is Istanbul. We are really exciting and proud to host this final in Istanbul. Great, Hamit. I'm going to let you get to work. We're nearly ready to start with the draw, but before I hand over the floor to Giorgio and Hamit, there's someone else who's going to complete the panel, and that is Tobias Hedstuck, the head of club competitions and calendar, who joins us here now as well, and we'll go through the technical procedure, Toby.
Thank you, Pedro. For today's draw, every group winner will be drawn against a runners-up of a different group and as well of a different association. The group winners are seeded and therefore will play the second leg at home, whereas the runners-up will play the first leg at home. Each of the 8 pairings will be determined by drawing one of the runners-up first and then one of the eligible group winners. The 8 balls containing the names of the runners-up are already placed in one ball. The balls containing the names of their potential opponents are picked from the 8 different group winner pots just in front of me. After drawing each runner-up, the computer will indicate which group winners can be drawn, bearing in mind that teams from the same country and teams from the same group cannot play against each other. The relevant balls will be placed into the other bowl where one ball will be drawn to form a pairing with the runner-up already drawn. Should we have only one eligible to be drawn against a particular runner-up, there will be no draw and the two teams will be drawn directly, paired directly. This procedure is repeated until we have all the 8 pairings. After the draw, and in accordance with the competition regulations, the UEFA administration will determine which matches will be played on Tuesday, which matches on Wednesday, as well in which week. The results will be announced today at 18 hours at the latest. Now you have all the information you need, so let me hand the floor back to Giorgio as we are ready to proceed with the draw.
Yes, we are ready to proceed with the draw, so just let's take a final look at these 16 magnificent names. We start with the group winners of today, which is our SSC Napoli, FC Porto, FC Bayern Munich, Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea FC, Real Madrid CF, Manchester City FC and SL Benfica. And among the group runners-up, we have Liverpool FC, Club Brugge, FC Internazionale Milano, Eintracht Frankfurt, AC Milan, RB Leipzig, Borussia Dortmund, and Paris Saint-Germain. Everything is ready, the balls are ready, and I'm sure that Hamid is also ready to show us the first of the 8 pairings.
Come on. RB Leipzig.
And here we go. First team drawn is RB Leipzig, the semi-finalists of 2020. 6 opponents are possible for Leipzig, not Bayern because of the same country, and not Real Madrid as they were in the same group. So with this, we are ready, almost ready to see. Leipzig won 4 successive Champions League matches in a row for the very first time in their history.
Manchester City FC.
So for Leipzig, we have Manchester City FC, the finalists of the 2021 UEFA Champions League. So first pairing is Leipzig versus Manchester City. We can go ahead. Man City have had the best defensive record together with Bayern in the group stage, only 2 goals conceded.
Club Brugge.
And now it's Club Brugge, the finalist of 1978. We have 6 different opponents possible for Bruges. We can only exclude FC Porto, who were the group winner of the same group. And let's see which opponent will face now Bruges, who has one of the most interesting young talents, Antonio Nusa, who became the second youngest scorer in the Champions League after Ansu Fati. He scored at the age of 17 and 139 days.
SL Benfica.
Benfica. So Bruges will face Benfica in this round of 16. Amit, you can go with another team, another group runner-up.
Liverpool FC.
This time it's Liverpool FC. 6 trophies won by Liverpool. 3 are the opponents possible for Liverpool. We must exclude Napoli, who won the group, and Tottenham and Chelsea from the same country. So let's see who will face Liverpool in their 6th successive season in the knockout phase of Champions League.
Real Madrid.
And this is a respectable challenge, I would say. The last final, rematch of last final, Liverpool versus Real Madrid in this round of 16. It will add a lot of spice. Please, Hamid, after this huge match, we'll see who's popping up from the runners-up.
AC Milan.
AC Milan. Back in the knockout phase after 2014, Milan can face 3 of the opponents, Porto, Bayern, Tottenham, not Napoli and not Chelsea. Milan, 7-time winners of the UEFA Champions Cup and Champions League.
Tottenham Hotspur.
Milan will play against Tottenham Hotspur. Finalists of 2019, the Spurs. Now will take on AC Milan. Ready for another one.
Eintracht Frankfurt.
Eintracht Frankfurt. For Eintracht, we have three possibilities, not Bayern Munich, finalists of 1960, and then back only this year in this competition. The first German club to progress to the group phase in their debut season, after Stuttgart in 2003-2004.
SSC Napoli.
Eintracht Frankfurt will face SSC Napoli in this round. It will be an attractive challenge. Napoli were the top scorers in the group phase, where they scored 20 goals, more than any other Italian clubs ever before.
Borussia Dortmund.
Now Borussia. Borussia, winners of 1997. Two opponents are possible for Borussia. It will be either FC Porto or Chelsea FC. Let's see what they will do, and how Jude Bellingham, another huge talent, promising talent of football, European football, will perform after becoming the third teenager scoring in at least 4 consecutive matches.
Chelsea FC.
Borussia will face Chelsea FC, 2 times winners of the Champions League. So another great challenge, Borussia versus Chelsea. Only 2 are left, Amit. Can we go with the first name?
FC Internazionale Milano.
This time it's Internazionale Milano, 3-time winners. And we don't have an alternative here, as Inter and Bayern were in the same group, so Inter will play against FC Porto, winners in 1987 and 2004. You can show us the last name in this spot, please, Amit.
Paris Saint-Germain.
This is, of course, Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain, finalist of 2020, 11th successive season in the knockout phase. For Paris Saint-Germain, we have only Bayern Munich left, and this tells us all about the round of 16 for this season.
Well done, gentlemen. A lot of emotions here in the room as well, with all these top teams coming out in the draw. Let's run through the matches, and I'll go through all of them. Leipzig taking on Manchester City, Club Brugge facing Benfica, Liverpool facing Real Madrid in a rematch of last season's final. It'll be AC Milan versus Tottenham, Eintracht Frankfurt playing Napoli, Borussia Dortmund facing Chelsea, Internazionale playing against Futebol Clube do Porto, and Paris Saint-Germain taking on Bayern Munich. Now, if you're wondering when these matches are taking place, you'll have to wait a little bit until next year in February. The first legs of the round of 16, in principle, will be played on the 14th and 15th, and the 21st and 22nd as well of February, and the return legs on the 7th and 8th and 14th and 15th of March. That will do it from the House of European Football. I'd like to thank Toby, Hamid, and Giorgio. Well done, gentlemen, from myself and everyone here. It's goodbye from Nyon. Take care. See you again soon.